Hi everyone, this is Dawn Grabowski and you've tuned in for another episode of Life in Limbo. And I'm super excited, more so than normal, to tell you about this week's episode. See, back in September, I had the honor and privilege to be on a wonderful new show called SWAT. Now, if you're not familiar with the show, because it's a brand new show, it is a show that's on CBS at 10 p.m. and it's on Thursday evenings. And Shamar Moore is the head of the ensemble, and I was fortunate enough to have a wonderful interaction with him. He actually thanked me at the end of the evening when he was wrapped for being on the set. And for those of you that don't know Hollywood, this is incredibly, incredibly rare. Sometimes you get an actor that will shake your hand or give you a hug goodbye, but for an actor to personally come over to you and tell you that they were happy that you were on their set and they were happy that you were there, that is extraordinary, and I am so grateful for it. And I was so honored and privileged to be on their set. The cast and the crew and the production staff couldn't have been kinder and couldn't have been nicer with the production aspects of getting around. It was a lot of getting into trailers, getting out of trailers, and the set was on the second floor and there was no elevator, but I didn't mind because when you're working with such fabulous people, they were kind enough to help me get up and down the stairs. And to clarify, I didn't know that the set was on the second floor, and I told them that I could climb the stairs so they wouldn't have to move the set. Again, life in limbo about the fact that you want to be included so much and not every set is accessible. But the SWAT production staff and crew was just fantastic, and I give a shout out to all of them. And I have to say, the gentlemen and the ladies that I met were as kind as they were attractive. The behind the scenes story of how I got the SWAT job is really incredible. Let me set the scene for you. I left town the morning of Friday, August 17th, to go to the Action on Film Festival and the Hollywood Dreams Festival. My feature film, Dangerous Perceptions, was going to be screening there on the 20th of August, so I flew in for the weekend to support the other filmmakers. So I booked out for one day, just Friday, come back Monday, going to be on the 9 o'clock landing at 9 a.m. on Monday morning, only gone for one day. I get a text from my agent on Sunday afternoon, right before my screening is going to happen, saying, hey, you have an audition. And I text her back and I said, well, I'm planning to land at 9 a.m. in Burbank on Monday morning, the 21st. What time is the audition? After a little while, I get another text back. The audition's at 11:30 in Sherman Oaks. Okay, I can make this work. So after my film screens at the Action on Film Festival, I stick around for the evening. I watch a couple other short blocks. I go to one of the parties that are there. I go back to my room to pack my things and get ready to go to the airport. End up at the airport at 5 a.m. The flight takes off at 7:25. We are on the plane. We are getting ready to take off. And then all of a sudden, a gentleman on the plane gets sick and they have to taxi us back to the gate. So my plane lands an hour late. Now, this is the day of the lunar eclipse. And so things were kind of crazy. So I landed in Burbank Airport and I'm trying to get a lift and I can't get my phone to work. So the wheelchair pusher, because when I travel, I ask for assistance and I get help with my wheelchair. The wheelchair pusher has to push me back to where the airport is so we can get a signal so I can call a lift. So I call a lift. I realize that I'm probably not going to be able to go back to my apartment safely and take all my stuff back. So I'm just going to take my wheelchair, my crutches, and my luggage to the audition. So I'm in the car with the Lyft driver a couple minutes after the eclipse. I missed the eclipse, by the way. And he drives me to Sherman Oaks and I ask, can you help me get in the building? And the Lyft driver was kind enough to help me get in the building. So I walk into this audition with a suitcase, a wheelchair, and a set of crutches. And I'm sitting in the lobby waiting for my chance to audition. I have very little makeup on. I barely have time to brush my hair. Then I go in and for the audition, it was 2 lines. And they told me that was very good. And then they give me some direction. and they tell me to do it again. And I did it again. And then I said goodbye to the casting director. And then I had another actor was kind enough to help me get my stuff in the elevator and downstairs on the street. Now, because it was the lunar eclipse, I couldn't get my phone to work. So I sat there waiting for a regular cab for about 45 minutes. So that is how I got my gig on SWAT. And then I found out 4 days later that I had booked the job, and then I would be working on Friday, September 1st. And that was very significant to me because Friday, September 1st was my father's birthday. So I felt like the universe was talking to me and allowing me to have a network gig on my dad's birthday. I felt like my dad was shining down on me. And I would highly encourage everyone to watch this show because they're thinking about inclusion for everyone. And I think that's time in 2017.